All right, we're with punter Kyle Negrete. Kyle, first off, what is it like for you now that you're eligible, you can play after the year sitting out? Going into this season, what is it like now knowing you can go on the field?
You know, it's a huge thrill. You know, I'm so blessed to come out here and give glory to God through my play. And with my teammates, just so fortunate and blessed to be able to come out here and play for the greatest team in the country. You know, transferring here, you know, it was a big, you know, it was a tough decision. I knew I was going to come in and compete. After being here for a year, you know, I've got myself to this position, and now it's time to go out and play.
What was last year like for you sitting out?
You know, it was a great experience. You know, actually coming to, you know, playing at USC, how much different it was from the school that I was at previously at USD. And coming here, getting acclimated to school, getting there stuck to my teammates and working out in the weight room, out on the field, and making a little name for myself. You know, last year at this time it was a little bit different. I was playing scout team fullback, and I wasn't punting. I knew I wasn't going to play. So my role this year is much different than it was last year, but last year's role was just as important as it was this year.
When you look at it as a walk-on transfer, what was your mindset going into camp as you compete for the starting punting job?
You know, I knew that, you know, Chris Alvarado was going to be coming in as the, you know, as the freshman scholarship guy. But you know, for me as a walk-on, that really has never affected who I am or what I represent. You know, I'm my own player, and I work, you know, I'm just as important as, you know, the scholarship guy. And, you know, being a walk-on guy, you kind of play with a little chip on your shoulder. And I knew coming into camp that I was going to have to compete, you know, and that's what camp was about. Every day we competed, you know, and it was a fun camp full of, you know, a lot of competition. You know, we've set ourselves up great for the season.
You know, inside the white lines, you're a very competitive guy, and that's easy for us to see on the sideline. But you're also a guy who likes to joke around, smile. Where does that come from?
That just comes from my personality. I'm a very easygoing. You know, I love having a good time. I love being loose. I love, you know, making people feel good about themselves and making people feel, you know, like everybody doesn't have to be uptight. I feel like a lot of times people, you know, are so uptight in these types of situations, but we're out here playing the game that we love, and we get to do it every day of the week. We just get to come out here, you know, and just have a good time with our, you know, our best friends and our brothers.
Obviously, coming up with Saturday's game against Minnesota, probably the biggest crowd you'll probably have played in front of in your career. What are you feeling like leading up to that game?
You know, I'm just anxious. You know, I'm so anxious to be able to now take what, you know, the last 3 years of preparation that I've had in college, and the last year especially at USC, and taking, you know, all that I've learned in this last year of growth and maturity as a not only as a person but as an athlete and as a punter. You know, just going out there and just being able to excel, and going out there and giving my best, and just to give glory to God in all the moments out on the field. You know, I'm just really excited. You know, it's exciting times. That Coliseum's going to be rocking. You know, and you know, football now at USC is, you know, and the turning point with this new building that we have and all of that going on. So I'm just really excited to be able to go out there.
You know, something people and fans may not know about you is the bloodlines of football that run with your grandfather being a coach for a long time. What is it like? And obviously you have two cousins, I believe, that are also in the Pac-12 now.
Yeah.
What is it like and your uncle played as well, right?
Yeah, my uncle.
What is it like to have all these bloodlines in your family connected to football?
You know, it's been great. You know, ever since I was a baby, I was raised with football. You know, my grandfather was a coach at Fresno State. I grew up on the sidelines for every game, around all the players. You know, huge family ties to football, not only with my grandfather, but my uncle and my father both played for my grandfather at Fresno State. You know, it's been a football-enriched family. You know, it's fun. It brings the family together. You know, there's that connection and that bond with football, and that brotherhood. And, you know, it's great to be able to compete against my cousins. You know, who would have thought that three cousins would be playing against each other 3 times a year in the Pac-12? So it's been great. It's fun. You know, it's great family fun, and it's just a great way to bring the family together through football.
When you were younger, what was the biggest lessons your grandfather taught you?
Just rise. He would always say, "Rise to the occasion," and that's really, you know, that statement right there has really been on my mind this last couple of weeks as I prepare for this. Is just rise to the occasion. I've proved myself as being the guy. Now I just have to go out and, you know, play with that ability and go out and perform.
With that in mind, in terms of performance, what are your biggest goals, or what do you hope to achieve this year?
I mean, my biggest goal is I want to have the #1 special teams unit in the country. Last year we were ranked 7th, and I feel like our punt team, after now this will be the second year under Coach Baxter's guidance and teachings, I really think that our punt unit especially is going to excel. And, you know, I want to, you know, lead the nation in net yard punts. That's the most important thing right now. So that's where we're at right now. And, you know, I'm really excited. I have a great punt unit. I have a great snapper, and I'm just really excited about what's yet to come.
And finally, What do you hope Trojan fans learn about you in the next year?
Just that I'm one of the hardest working guys, and I'm so committed to Trojan football. And growing up, I always idolized USC, and I just idolized what the Trojan football team did. Growing up and watching Ray Maluga and those types of guys, and seeing those types of teams come through here, I want to bring that back, and I want to have such an impact on the special teams core unit that I can have not only an impact on the special teams but as a USC Trojan football family as a whole.